Hi everyone, and welcome to another
toy review.
and this is not a Transformer review in this video, because like we've said before, we also review other things besides Transformers.
Right, and he is correct when he says that, and there is a reason why I'm wearing this. I'm not wearing it just to wear it, but there is a reason why I am wearing it. And today, we look at other stuff besides Transformers. We do touch on a big scale of stuff that went on in the 80s. That also includes G.I. Joe, Transformers, and other stuff. So today we're going to be looking at something that was in the 80s, of course. Because, like I said, it's important to also know some of the stuff from the past. And one day they will make a movie about this. I just don't know when. But when they do, it's going to be very interesting because the technology is there. There's no doubt. If we can do that stuff with Transformers, we can definitely do it with this person right here. And I'm going to let Colton hold it up to the camera. And he's going to go a little bit closer. Now, for y'all who know who this is, I'm going to give y'all a couple minutes. This is what the review is. This character was from the 1980s. Okay? It was a cartoon that ran for about a good 2 or 3 years before they started going back and re-releasing it and stuff like that. So anyway, this character right here is from the 1980s, from a cartoon, and I probably already said enough because y'all know why I'm looking the way I do. So anyway, we're going to get on. We're going to show y'all who this is, what he does, and what he drives. So anyway, we will see y'all here in a minute. And for y'all who know who this is, congratulations. Because like I said, there's some things that's from the 80s that my son knows nothing about. And I want to give him some education on the stuff that went on in the 80s, because in a way it's just important today because they're remaking a bunch of stuff from the 1980s. One day this will become a movie. I don't know when. But like I said, the technology's there. We definitely got, all they got to do is bring in a good cast. Technology's there. We got CGI and other things. It's going to happen. I just don't know when. But as far as a cartoon from the 1980s, it was a mix between, now get what I'm saying here, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and imagine those two combined. And then that's what you'll have when we review this guy and what he does and what he can do. So we'll see y'all here in a minute, and we will back out and turn the camera around and get on to the review of this guy. So we'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned.
And we are back again, and like I said, can y'all tell who this was and what he was about and what he drives? Well, we're going back in the past, back to the 1980s. This cartoon was called Mask.
And if you remembered, we did review other Mask figures, and this one's one of them.
This one is the next one in the line of masks. Now, to give y'all some back history, I am going to collect all the masks because they were a part of the 1980s. So we're going to roll on. This is another mask review, not a Transformer review, although we do a lot of Transformers. But we do other stuff, such as we got finished doing one a couple of days ago with Godzilla. It was awesome. And now we're going to touch on stuff from the 1980s of Mask. And there's a lot more to come. So, with that said, how many of y'all guess that's the pilot of the Firefly? He is the pilot of the Firefly. This is the cartoon of Mask. And Colton's going to have to help me out here because I've done said this word wrong 3 different times. Okay. He's an expert
cryptograph
and foreign languages. He's an expert at foreign language. His occupation, this guy right here, he is a physician. We're talking about the pilot here of the Dragonfly. Okay. Like I said, he is an expert in foreign language and his occupation is a physician. Imagine that. His name is Julio Lopez. His nickname is Doc. He is the pilot of the Firefly. The Firefly is an orange dune buggy that turns into a jet. And we're going to get to that here in a minute. The first appearances was episode 49. His mask right here that he wears is called Streamer, which fires sticky bands of glue and a fire suppressant foam and an oil-like substance. On one episode, Firefly was referred to as Dragonfly. That was in one of the later episodes. So, it's a dune buggy that turns into a jet. Turns into a war jet, kind of. His name is Julio Lopez. And his nickname is Doc. And he must be an excellent physician because his occupation is physician. Now, if y'all remember, if y'all look it up, you find it on YouTube. You look up Mask, M.A.S.K. Dot. He's correct.
There are 4 dots in the Mask logo.
Yes, he's right. And who were the bad guys of Mask was Venom. I'm not going to go off in an acronym, but it's a long acronym. Venish, Malicious Mayhem, and stuff like that. But anyway, Firefly. So, that's about it. Now, that's some of the backstory of the pilot, who is Doc. And he pilots the Firefly. So, now we're going to get on to the review of Doc and the Firefly. And I'm going to let Colton do it all.
Okay. So, before we get into the vehicle here, which is called the Firefly, let's take a look at the pilot here.
Okay.
Which is named
Julio
Lopez.
But his nickname is Doc.
Or his nickname is Doc.
Because his occupation is a physician. Imagine that. A superhero who's a physician. Okay.
So here's a closer look at the Doc.
That's fine, Doc. Yeah, that's the nickname.
I'm gonna go with Doc.
There you go. Yeah.
And he does have some nice sculpting, like on his face here. And he does have some paint apps, like his hair, his eyebrows, and his mustache is painted black. But his eyes, from what I can see, are not painted.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
Oh.
really.
well, they kind of have an orange paint to it. If it's showing up on camera here. It isn't like an orange paint.
I don't know. They tried to do something with the eyes, but with the technology from the 1980s, I mean, maybe they just couldn't. They didn't have the technology at the time to do the eyes in depth like they do today. So I mean, this is a character that is over 25 years old. So they had to be careful with him. But I mean, the technology is what it was in the mid 1980s. So it's not like today.
And as for his suit here, it does look really nice for its time. And it still does look good for in
today's time.
Today's time.
Yeah, compared to, I mean, you know.
But there's not a whole lot with it.
No,
It just has some blue paint and some orange paint. Like the orange paint on these straps, if you can call it.
Yeah, I don't know, you had to turn around. Let me look at that again. That actually may be a harness painted onto his...
Oh.
That is a harness.
Oh.
That is a harness. That's a harness painted on to his suit when he gets into the dragonfly. So it looks like he's wearing a harness. Okay, that does make sense. So that's some of the stuff that they put on him. Okay, I can see that. That is a harness.
Although that there is one problem that I have with it, and that is the plastic material that this guy has. It is some kind of coating.
It's not coating. It's kind of like just kind of. It's got a little feel to it, but it's just what it is. This was maybe a different plastic when it was molded. I don't know.
As you can see, I'm touching his parts here because he feels kind of really
sticky.
Sticky.
Kind of sticky. Like, guess what? Like, the plastic can only last so long, over decades. He is over 25 years old, so his plastic may be breaking down. I don't know.
Like his head, when I touched it, it felt kind of sticky. Even his boots here kind of felt sticky. And his gloves, like especially on the bottom ones, do feel kind of sticky.
So anyway, it's just old. It's old action figure. It's old toy line. So as far as the colors, his colors are really good and still vibrant. That is a race car kind of like dune buggy suit he has on. And looking at it, this is like a harness that they painted on him. So his colors are pretty much all in one, because you can see the collar right there. That's an orange collar right there. So that's like underneath this little plating right here for his protection. Because remember, it is a dune buggy. So he's pretty much out in the elements. So he has no gun or anything like that. He has pouches on him.
And the articulation is the same as the other ones. Like, head can swivel all the way around, although for this guy, it does swivel all the way around, but it does get hindered by this blue piece on the back here. And the arms rotate all the way around, legs go forward and not really back. Bend at the knee, and that's it. And you were saying something about the pouches, like...
Yeah, like he's got a pouch on his arm. Right there, there's a pouch right there. That's a pouch. Okay?
Okay.
On his arm, on both arms, he has a pouch. See, and I don't know if he has any on his legs. He has, those look like leg protectors for the knees. That's what they look like.
And here's his little mask here. And the mask also feels really sticky as well.
Yeah, because that's just the age. That's what that is. So, Colton, do you remember the name of his mask?
The name's mask?
No. What's this name's mask? What's the name of this mask right here? Do you remember what it was? Without looking at the book.
No.
Oh, look at the book. I know what it is. Okay. I am going to Streamer.
Streamer.
There you go.
Streamer.
Alright.
The mask is named Streamer.
Doc's mask is called Streamer. Just like Slyrax has the Stiletto, and then the other mask vehicle, other mask pilots have names for their helmets. So Doc's mask is Streamer. And this mask can fire, which fires sticky bands of glue, okay, out of it, or it's a fire suppressant foam that it can shoot out of it to put out like fires, or an oily like substance that it can shoot out of it, kind of like a oil slick. So that's three things that this mask Streamer can do once it's on Doc right here. So once the mask is put on, Streamer is put on Doc, and this is what he looks like. And it can fire 3 substance out of it. A glue-like substance to hold things in place or make it sticky, or it can shoot out fire, foam to put out fire, or it can shoot out oil. So there's 3 things that Streamer can do when Doc is wearing it.
And a little close-up here of how he looks with his mask.
Mm-hmm.
And the mask itself, which is named Streamer,
mm-hmm.
does have some nice molded in detail, but they're not picked out in paint. But it does have some blue paint on it, which is the only paint that his mask has, named Streamer.
Mm-hmm. And see, they got a little circle up top. That may have to do something with the stickiness. I don't know. I said this was the figure that we got, so I don't know if other Streamers have a hole in the top or not. Ours did, but it's not a big deal.
Although I wish that they would have filled in this gap here, and even these gaps on the sides here. Because I think the other ones, from what I saw of what we have reviewed, has a full mask without some cutouts, if I remember.
I don't know. I didn't get any of them out. So Colton, can his head turn with that mask on? If I'm right, it can. Yes, he can actually look. Well, he can't. Yeah, not all the way backwards, but okay. Yeah.
Oh.
You're going to take it all the way backwards. Okay. All right. Well, his head can turn with the mask on to about that degree, and to about that degree right there. So, yes, his head can turn. So, what else do you want to add with this figure before we get on to Firefly?
Oh, overall, Firefly is a really cool-looking little action figure.
No, it's not Firefly.
Or I mean,
it's not Firefly.
Doc.
There you go. If he transforms, we have a problem. If he transforms, we have a big problem. It's time to go to the hospital, Doc. Alright, go ahead.
This is Doc, not Firefly.
There you go.
Overall, Doc is a really nice action figure for its time, and it still is in today's time. But the problem I have with him is that the plastic that he has on him feels really kind of sticky. Yeah. Even his helmet, which is named Streamer, does feel really sticky. And a problem that I have with his mask is I wish some of the gaps here would be filled in, so you don't have to see these holes here, like on the sides here and the top here.
Now, hey, it might have been a lot tighter. Like I said, this is over a 25-year-old toy, so it might have been glued a lot better. It may be splitting apart. Like I said, it's got some wear and tear. It's seen some decades. So, but that's what you get, you know, for the older toys. So, with that said, we are going to move Doc out the way, and we are going to get on to Firefly, the Doom Buggy, the mask Doom Buggy, the race Doom Buggy car. I don't know how you could put it. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Alright, go ahead.
So here is Firefly, the Doom Buggy here. And as you can see, it does have some nice detail here, but these are not molded in details. These are just stickers here. And as you can see here, that sticker right there is about to peel off. Mm-hmm. And the number 26 does have some worn on it. Mm-hmm. And it does have the front headlights here, which is, of course, sticker. Mm-hmm. And the sides does have some like yellow, green, and blue stripes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, it's faded from green to blue. From yellow to greenish to blue to light blue.
And does have some more stickers here.
Yeah, those are kind of like vents. That's what they're supposed to represent.
even the back spoiler does also have a sticker, and it does have that same blue to yellow fading like the stripes here. And it does have a nice blue seat in there.
And his steering wheel does move.
Yes, this thing is a steering wheel, and it does move. It doesn't rotate all the way around. It just goes from side to side.
Yeah, side to side. Yeah.
Like a real dune buggy would.
I guess, yeah.
And it does have some nice gold chrome on the back engine piece.
Yeah. Y'all imagine that, the back engine block's like a goldish chrome. That's crazy.
And it does have these black levers here. But we'll get to these in a minute when we get to the transformation. And does have some nice gold chrome exhaust pipes. And the tires here, the back big ones and the front skinny ones are rubber.
They're real rubber, y'all.
So he does, it does roll really smoothly.
Yeah. It's real rubber on them tires.
And also on the back tires
you
here.
Have to turn it around so because that one there has got a little kink in it, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah, show them that one.
If I can find that kink.
No. The kink's on this one.
Oh.
Right here. I was.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
You can see that kink right there.
It's got a worn spot in it.
But on the back tires on both of these, it does have some words here.
Turn it around. Show the other tire, not that one. Show that tire right there. There you go. You get it better. Y'all, can y'all tell me what that tire says?
It does have good year on it.
That's no joke. This is 1980s. And the tires, the rubber that's on them, it says Goodyear.
Yes.
On both tires, the skinny one and the big one.
No.
Yeah, on the skinny one it does too. Yeah. I've seen that.
Yeah. It even says it on the skinny ones. On the front here.
So that's a little inside joke. For some of y'all may get that who watches this review. So that's just amazing when I saw that. And I think that there's a couple other mass vehicles that actually have that brand on them. Because it's real rubber. And over time, the rubber will crack. The rubber will break. Fortunately, the rubber tires on this vehicle are all in one piece except for this flat piece right here.
Which does have a kink in it.
Yeah, it's got a kink. See that kink? It's kink. It's kink? It's kink. It's kink. Okay. So anyway.
And this, of course, does transform, like with all the other mask figures. But before we get into the transformation, let's see how Doc fits in here. And he does fit in inside the seat a lot better. But you will have to kind of fiddle with his feet to get inside here.
It is a tight clearance issue because the way that you have to set him in there, he literally has to clear the underneath bar. so this way he can sit flat in the seat. So it's a little tedious trying to get him in there, I know, because we've already done it. His legs have to fit in a certain way and a certain way only because the clearance issue. So I think he had something happen there. I'm not sure what, but he will fit in there, but you have to get his legs in. I think that this is one of the most difficult parts to try and get him in there. So, okay.
Okay.
No, see what it is his leg is getting caught up right there. His feet are getting caught up right there.
Yes.
So, alright.
It is kind of fiddly to do.
So, while Colton is getting that in there, so we're going to talk a couple minutes. So, what do y'all think about the mass vehicles?
Oh.
Did y'all like them? Did y'all hate them? What did y'all think about the cartoon? The cartoon was pretty good.
Got it.
But this was a mixture of an answer between Transformers and G.I. Joe.
Got him in there.
Where you actually had the action figure kind of like G.I. Joe and the vehicle itself transformed. So it's kind of a cross between two brands in one. Okay, go ahead.
Got him in there.
You got him in there? Okay.
It does take some fiddling to get him sit in there. But you just have to work it in.
Right, you have to work it in because this is a factor right here. His feet will get caught up in this part right here. And you only have a very little clearance area between the feet and the bar. On both sides.
So there he is inside Firefly.
What's his name? Don't forget the
Firefly.
There you go. There you go. Firefly. And in one episode, he was accidentally called Dragonfly. But it was referred to as Dragonfly. But that's not the name of this one. It is actually Firefly. And who's the pilot?
Doc.
There you go. That'll work.
And the helmet is named Streamer.
Very good. Okay. It's going to be a test after this. Anyway, so far you're getting A's. Go ahead. Alright, y'all. Enough playing around. Go ahead.
So there he is inside Firefly. But that's not all that this can do. Because, like the other mask vehicles, this one does transform. So to get it transformed, this is where these two black things do come into play.
They are like levers for the action feature.
So what you want to do is you want to take this black thing here and flick it this way.
Yes, towards the fin. That black lever right there, there's two levers. That one that he's pointing at is the action transformation.
And I will have to zoom out so y'all can see what I'm doing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the switch here and flick it, and as you do that, it would untap the front skinny wheels here, and it would fold them out, and these two skinny wheels and the back bulky wheels on the back are, if I show it on the bottom, are geared together, because you can see the gear here. So you just take it and just
now
flick it.
With that said, he may have to help flick it out because the springs ain't what they used to be. So push it back. There you go.
There we go. So you will have to flick this switch here so these can open up, and you have some wings here.
Right, now turn it to the back side. Show them the upside down version. You see how that gear released? There you go. That's how this transformation works. It's set on those teeth right there, those gears. There we go.
And then you want to take these things and open them up. Now, a word of caution, you do want to be very careful of how you're folding these out and folding them in, because these things are not pinned in or screwed in. They're just on
a very hard plastic, but over time the crease can get permanent and then the plastic can start to pop off. You'll see what we mean when he transforms them, and then we'll go off into it.
So you just want to carefully fold these out. You do want to be very careful of how you're folding these out.
On both ends. Because, okay, go ahead.
And also, if you keep folding them up and folding them out over and over and over again, the plastic will weaken over time, and then it'll start to break off.
Very good. Right. That's the only down issue I see with this vehicle.
But there you have his jet mode.
Yes, it's like a jet kind of mode where when he transforms into the mass vehicle, the back end right here will become kind of like
engines.
Yes, and it helps him glide and stuff like that. And he's got a gun on this wing.
But on the other side.
And he has gun here, in the middle.
Oh, yes.
And the front. But we have no gun here. We're missing that one gun.
That's what I was about to say.
As far as he has a nice mask. Let's see if we can get that on the wing.
There we go.
A nice mask logo.
And it does have some nice color fading effect on both wings here. And on the front here does have some more of that color fading in look. And these things here, and also these on the wings, are stickers.
Okay. Now, as far as the machine itself, it is a nice looking, it's nice looking what it's supposed to represent. This Firefly can do one more thing.
Yes. And that is on this other switch here. And I will have to raise him up so y'all can see. So this is where this other switch comes into play. And this is where I have to pick him up. So when you flick the switch, something will drop down.
It's a bomb!
And it's this thing. And like my dad said, it is a bomb here.
Yeah.
And getting a closer look at it.
A bomb, a missile, I don't know.
Or a missile.
I'm neither one of those experts, so I can't tell you what that is. To me, it's, it's a bomb. I don't know. A little mini rocket. I don't know.
Or a mini rocket. And the way this stores on the bottom of Firefly, when he's in jet mode, is on the bottom. You could see if I can show you in the light here.
You gotta get a little close. You got it. Yeah. I think that'll. Yep.
There we go. You can see here, this door does open up. And that's where you would store in that little bomb or missile thing. And that's where you would flick this switch here. On this side here. And to store it back in, you want it facing like this, dropping it in and closing back up the hatch using that same lever here.
So that is about it for Firefly.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to turn them back into the Dune Buggy mode. And that, where Colton is doing it right there, that's so critical. That's one of the most downfalls of this vehicle. And then you're going to hear it click in. It did a nice, small, easy click, but it did click in. So I am trying to get him out of there. Now, I don't know if y'all like the cartoon, or if y'all hated it, or however y'all thought of Mask. Everybody's got their own opinion. As far as me, I liked it. I liked the idea. It was a good concept because, in a way, it took two famous cartoons and made one. Now, to me, I don't think Mask got some of the love that it should have. If it was released today, I think that it may have a higher rating compared to what it did in the 80s. I think if they made a movie of this, it would go through the roof. But that's my opinion. Because CGI, and we definitely have the actors for it today. And we have the technology and capabilities of making it all worthwhile. If it's done right. And it sticks to the storyline. Not changed or anything like that. Be honest and real with the people who love this type of franchise. And I guarantee you're going to get a real big bang response. But you have to be original to the story.
And as for my thoughts of this figure, for the figure, which is Doc, it is a really cool figure for its time, but an issue I have with it is the plastic on this figure feels kind of really sticky, like I don't know if it's because of its time,
its age,
or its age.
Yeah, I think it has to do some with his age. It may be some of the material starting to break down.
Even his helmet, which is...
What's his helmet's name?
Streamer.
There you go.
Streamer. His helmet here, named Streamer, does have that same sticky material on it. And for the vehicle itself, which is Firefly, but both of his modes do look really great, but issues I have with it is you do want to be very careful of how you're bending these things here on the front, because they're not pinned in or screwed in. They're
like plastic friction.
Right.
They're like plastic friction. The more you bend them, the more weaker at the parts where it's meant to bend will start getting weaker and weaker. And then you'll have stress marks, and then you risk the expectations of it actually tearing off because of bending them so much and folding them back and forth. If that makes sense, y'all know what I'm saying. So that's the only bad part about Firefly is the front end right here.
And when you're getting the Doc to sit inside Firefly, you do have to kind of do a little bit of fiddling to get him sit inside Firefly.
Yep. But hey, this is our 1980s review. Like I said, Colton, he knows about a lot today, but he doesn't know a lot about the 1980s. But y'all know how I feel about the 1980s. That was my generation. That's where I grew up, and I got a whole lot more stories besides cartoons. But anyway, I ain't going there. And besides cartoons and toys. But anyway, we're not going there. That's a subject for another time later on down the road. Not right now. So, I like it. Firefly, he's a good model. He still holds up pretty good. The gimmicks that hold up as far as transformations still work pretty good. Sometimes the lever gets a little stuck and you have to help it fully transform.
Right.
But what do you expect from a toy line that was from 1980s? I mean, you know, you gotta give it some love. It still works and it still looks like it should.
And it is something you have to like respect for its time.
Yeah, because if they was to release this today, it would be a lot better. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely could be a lot better. But this was the best for us in the 1980s. So, hey, it's okay. I'm cool with it. Colton's cool with it, I think, too.
I also think it is cool. Like, I'm also cool with
it. He's cool with it because I'm cool with it and Colton's just cool. Hey, y'all, we want to say thank y'all for watching. We appreciate y'all. And remember, subscribing and subscription's always free. It's just a small click. For y'all, it's a small click. For us, it means a lot to us. But we do want to say we thank y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are awesome. I'm going to get out of here. Let Colton finish wrapping this Mask review up from the 1980s. Y'all take care of yourselves.
And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. And there is also a mask playlist on my playlists section. And this will be one of them. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.